Alright, now as we slowly begin approaching the end of tonight's show, let's move into tonight's editorial. And tonight's conversations kept circling around one central idea again and again, and that was emotional disconnection. Not simply technology, but what happens psychologically when human beings slowly begin losing presence, community, patience, trust, and emotional warmth. And I think many people today feel something difficult to explain. The world became socially louder, but emotionally colder. And that's a strange contradiction. Because technically, people are communicating more than ever through messages, notifications, comments, emails, video calls, social media feeds, and many people simultaneously feel less emotionally connected. I think I think one reason is because modern life increasingly prioritizes speed, while human emotional connection still requires attention. And comparing this situation with the 80s and 90s, when people nostalgically remember the 80s and 90s, I don't think they only miss the music. I think many people miss the rhythm of life itself. People waited more, talked longer, visited more, stayed physically present more often, and even boredom functioned differently. In the 80s and 90s, people often sat with thoughts, music, silence, or imagination, instead of immediately escaping discomfort through infinite scrolling. And that slower rhythm gave emotions more space to breathe. But we also should be fair with a detail in these changes. I also think it's very important not to romanticize the past too simplistically, because modern life also solved many things. Some people today feel less socially trapped, less judged, more able to find communities online, more able to express themselves authentically. And for many introverts, creative people, or socially marginalized people, modern technology genuinely created new freedoms. So the situation is not simply past is good, present is bad. It's more psychologically complicated than that, or complex. And I think what many people are truly missing today is emotional grounding. The feeling that human interaction is calm, is safe, real, and emotionally present. And honestly, modern culture increasingly trains people to react instead of relate, to perform instead of connect, to broadcast instead of converse. And honestly, that slowly changes the nervous system. And one thing I deeply believe psychologically is that human beings emotionally survive difficult historical periods through small human experiences. A conversation, a shared song, a joke, a dinner, a friend calling unexpectedly. a musician playing live, a calm evening, a feeling of somebody understands me. And those moments are not trivial. They are psychologically protective. They reduce alienation. And modern society increasingly underestimates the mental health value of ordinary human warmth. And this is one reason I think things like stage time matter more than people realize. I'm meaning not because it solves civilization. Uh, I'm talking about the new playlist and space in this YouTube channel called RetroLovers Stage Time, introducing local musicians performing live music and being able to request your songs in real time. Because this space recreates human atmosphere with real musicians, real interaction, shared emotional space, people relaxing together for a while. Even people who are in winter time can connect with musicians playing during summer times and interact live from other countries or other cities. And that kind of environment regulates the nervous system more than many people realize. Music had always historically functioned socially as co-regulation. Human beings coming down together. And I think modern people increasingly need spaces where not everything is optimized, not everything is monetized or emotionally aggressive. And maybe rebuilding healthier modern life doesn't begin with massive ideological wars, but with recovering small forms of humanity again. Bringing back patience, presence, gratitude, listening, authentic conversation, a shared atmosphere, slower moments, less performance, and more sincerity. And those things may sound old fashioned now, but psychologically they are still essential because human beings may adapt technologically very quickly, but emotionally we still need many of the same things people needed 30, 40, or 100 years ago. So, despite all the problems modern life created, I still think many people are beginning to recognize this. You can see people increasingly searching for community again, authenticity again, slower experiences again, real music again, real conversations again. And that search itself gives me hope, because it means people have not lost the need for human connection. And as long as that need still exists, I think there's still possibility for better emotional culture again. Alright everyone, that's been our live stream editorial. And we begin to wrap up the whole show on this Friday, the 29th of May.